Namaskar and welcome back, viewers. You're with me, Surbhi Unyal, and I teach philosophy at Hansraj College, University of Delhi. We are doing a special lecture series under symbolic expressions. And we have with us Miss Manisha, who's going to interpret my lectures in sign language. In this lecture series, we have been discussing an introduction to philosophy. And in that, we are doing Indian philosophy. In today's lecture, we will be starting with Vaiśeṣika Philosophy. The Vaiśeṣika is one of the 6 orthodox schools of Indian philosophy. The Vaiśeṣik and Nyaya are the allied systems of philosophy. While Nyaya primarily focused on logic and epistemology, Vaiśeṣikas, on the other hand, they emphasized on metaphysics and ontology and atomism. Yet they are seen as allied schools because they share each other's epistemology and metaphysics to certain levels. The founder of Vaiśeṣika system is Kannar, who is also known as Kanabhuka, Uluka and Kashyap. The founder of the system, or you can say the founder of Vaiśeṣika school, is often referred to as Kannada due to his association with the concept of particularity, or you can call it as Vaiśeṣ. The term Kannada is derived from the word Kan. Okay, and the term Kana, it means both grain and particle in Sanskrit. Fine, so that is where the term Kan has been interpreted or used in the name Kannada. So, it signifies his philosophical focus on the ultimate building blocks of reality, which is the atoms or the Parmanus, which are considered the smallest particles with particular qualities according to the Vaiśeṣika philosophy. Now, additionally, Kannada's association with living as an ascetic on grains picked up from the fields further reinforces the connection between his name and the concept of particularity. Okay, again coming from the term Karn, and then again his concept of particularity. So his emphasis on the individual particles and their qualities aligns with the idea of Vaiśeṣ or particularity, which is the significant aspect of Vaiśeṣika philosophy. And that is where you can see that the term Vaiśeṣika has originated. So what do we really, if you try to interrogate the term Vaiśeṣika, then you will see that the roots of the term Vaiśeṣika lies in the Sanskrit word Vaiśeṣ, fine, which signifies particularity, which is the distinguishing features or distinctions. As a result, Vaiśeṣika philosophy can be characterized as a form of pluralistic realism. Why? Because it emphasizes on the fundamental role of diversity in the universe. It asserts that the essence of things lies in their unique qualities and attributes. So the primary focus of Vaiśeṣika philosophy is to engage with the categories that define existence and to elaborate on its atomistic pluralism. These categories are referred to as padarth, and according to Vaiśeṣika, the entire universe can be reduced and understood through the classification of 6 or 7 fundamental padarths or categories. Fine, so we can understand the whole universe, or you can say the whole universe can be reduced to these 6 or 7 fundamental padarths or the categories. So let us now try to understand what the term padarth means, or what the concept padarth really signifies. So Vaiśeṣikas, they used the term padarth for categories. And the term padarth, it literally means the meaning of a word or the thing or object referred to or signified by a word. Fine, I'll repeat again that the term padarth, it literally signifies the meaning of the word, or the other meaning is the thing or object referred to or signified by a word. So it is an object of knowledge and it is capable of being named. So you can say that it is knowable and it is nameable. Now, according to Vaiśeṣika system, all objects of valid knowledge come under the 7 categories. Okay, as I was mentioning that according to Vaiśeṣika philosophy, the whole universe can be reduced to 6 or 7 categories. So here are those categories. The first is substance, which is known as dravya. The second is quality or gunas. The third is action or karma. Fourth is generality or samanya. Fifth is particularity or vishesh. Sixth is inherence or samavai. While seventh is non-existence or abhav. So the first 6 categories here are mentioned by Kannada, who is the founder of this system, while the last, which is non-existence or abhav, that was later introduced by his commentators. Fine, so if we talk about Vaiśeṣika system as a whole, then we talk about these 7 padarths. Otherwise, if we are talking specifically by what the founder of the system has brought forth, then there are 6 padarths. So Vaiśeṣika philosophy classifies all existing entities which are objects of knowledge, into 2 main categories, which is bhav or being and abhav or non-being. Bhav encompasses 6 categories, while abhav constitutes the 7th category. Fine, so the 7th category, which is abhav, is what is the other category apart from bhav, which is being. So this is the non-being, and therefore the 7th category encompasses this particular category. So according to this philosophy, all knowledge inherently refers to an object that exists independently of the knowledge itself. Fine. And in Vaiśeṣika, anything that is considered real, that falls under the category of an object of knowledge, and that is referred to as padarth. Fine. So, all knowledge, we can say, they inherently refer to an object, that and this object exists independently. Fine. And existing independently of the knowledge itself. So, all the things, they are considered, or you can say they are the object of knowledge and referred to as padarths. So, by classifying the objects of knowledge into these categories, Vaiśeṣikas, they provide the framework for comprehending the nature of existence and understanding the relationship between knowledge and the external world. Fine. So, it acknowledges the inherent connection between knowledge and the object it seeks to apprehend. So, we are trying to understand in Vaiśeṣika philosophy this connection between knowledge and the object of which we are trying to have knowledge of, or that we are trying to apprehend. Fine. So, apprehending or emphasizing the significance of objects of knowledge or padarth in the pursuit of understanding the reality. So, that is the aim, you can say, of Vaiśeṣika philosophy. Now, let us look at all these categories one by one, and let us first start with dravya, or the substance. In Vaiśeṣika philosophy, substance or dravya is defined as the underlying substratum where action or karma and qualities, gunas, they exist or inhere. It is considered the material cause of composite things that are produced from it. So, what are we really trying to convey when we are saying that it is a substratum, and then on the other hand we are saying that it is a material cause for the effect that it produces? Let us understand these two understandings of dravya or the substance. So, the substance signifies the self-subsistence, the absolute and independent nature of things. That is one of the very important characteristic of a substance. That a substance is self-subsistence. It is the absolute and it is the independent nature of the things. So, substance, also known as dravya in Vaiśeṣika philosophy, serves as inherent or material cause of the effect, and it encompasses the genus of substance which is known as dravyata within it. So, substance is not merely a collection of or combination of qualities and actions, but possesses its own independent and objective existence. So, it differs from qualities and actions as it acts as their underlying support or substrate. This is a very important point. Why? Because when we are saying that substance, it serves as a substratum for qualities, we have to be very careful that we should not confuse it by thinking that it's just a mere collection or combination of qualities and actions, that it is possessing. In fact, it has its own independent and objective existence. So, it differs from the qualities and actions for which it is, serving a purpose of being a substratum or an underlying support for these qualities. yet it is different from the qualities and actions that are there in it. So, qualities and actions are inherent in the substance and they find their basis or foundations in it. Therefore, without substance, we cannot have qualities and actions, or they cannot, they cannot hang loose in the air, but must be contained somewhere. Fine. So, if you are saying that if you want to show somebody a particular color, how would you show them a color? Only when that color inheres in a particular substratum or a substance. So, if you show an object which is of particular color, so that object is serving as a foundation to hold that color. Fine. So, these qualities and these actions, they cannot just hang in the air. They need something that contains them. Fine. So, they need a foundation, they need a support for them to inhere in. And the substance here is that foundation which is inhering these qualities and actions. Fine. And therefore, you can say that the substance is serving as a basis or foundations in which the actions and the qualities can inhere. Now, a substance is also the constitutive or material cause of other composite things produced from it. What do we mean to say here? Let us try to understand with the help of an example. Suppose a cloth. This cloth is a composite thing. Okay, why? Because this cloth is formed by the combination of number of threads, and these number of threads are of certain color. Fine. And when they come together, that is when a cloth is made. So, here the threads are the material cause of the cloth. So, if we don't have these threads, we will not be able to have a cloth. Fine. So, threads are serving as a material cause for this cloth, and in that sense they are saying that substance it is also a constitutive or the material cause for other composite things that it produces. Fine. So, that thread is a material cause for the other composite thing, that is the cloth that it is producing. Without threads, a cloth cannot exist. Hence, threads are the inherent cause of the cloth. They are the material out of which it is produced. Therefore, a substance is an inherent cause of an effect, while quality and action are its non-inherent cause. Fine. Moving further, dravyas are 9 and include material as well as spiritual substance. The Vaiśeṣika philosophy, since it is pluralistic and realistic, it is not materialistic, since it admits spiritual substance as well. Fine. Sometimes we confuse something to be, those who are realist, we consider them to be purely materialist, but that's not the case in the Vaiśeṣika philosophy. So, though they are pluralistic and realistic, they are not materialistic. Why? Because they are also accepting spiritual substance. Okay, and those 9 substances are earth, which is Prithvi, water, which is Up, fire, which is Tejas, air, which is Vayu, ether Akash, time Kal, space which is Dik, spirit which is Atman, and the ninth is mind or the internal organ which is known as Manas. So these are the 9 dravyas, or you can say these are the 9 substances which include both material as well as spiritual substances. So within these 9 dravyas, earth, water, fire, air and ether refers not to the compound transient object made from them, but to the ultimate elements. And these elements are suprasensible, they are eternal, they are indivisible and unique atoms. They are individual and infinitesimal in nature. It is then important to note that ether, unlike the other elements, is infinite and eternal rather than atomic. And these together are known as Panchabhut. Why? Because there are 5. So these 5 elements are known as Panchabhut and they are physical. Now there are other discussions that we would like to do within the first dravya, but due to the paucity of time, we will continue our lecture. In the next lecture, we will continue with our discussion and talk about various other types of categories, also discussing various other types of dravyas. So thank you viewers, please stay with us to follow up the lecture. Thank you.